Do not fear. Saf is here. And this is Saf Buxy from Spirituality Gone Wild. And welcome to Inspirational People, Inspirational Stories. And we're back for another week. And apologies for last week. I had to cancel my show because if any of you wonderful people watch my show with TJ Woodward on a Tuesday, you'll understand that I was in mourning for my brother who sadly passed away, coming up to 10 days now, 12 days, whatever it may be. So that is why I did not have the show last week. But today we're back and the show must go on. And what a guest I have today. Her name is MiraMichelle. She is the founder of the she's the founder of the Sacred Female Rising Institute, and she's the author of the upcoming book, Sacred-ize Your Life. Love that. The ancient art of ceremony meets the contemporary age. Mira's love, and I think this is one of the reasons what attracted me to Mira, because I saw her on Debbie G, our founder of Spirituality Gone Wild's show, and something I got some kind of connection, or I don't even know what it is, but I know that she has a love for humanity and planet Earth. And I think that's what brought us together, and that's brought her to a profound place of advocacy for female kind. I'm also a feminist. I do a lot of female empowerment work as well. We have similarities, and I'm sure we're going to be discussing that during the show. But Mira herself, she feels that for humanity to truly establish peace, it's necessary to restore and bolster the innate worth and core values of the divine feminine. In its most basic form of the divine feminine is the life-giving force of creation. And I just want to hear all about that, about establishing a life balance between feminine and masculine values and perspective holds a great power to reshape and heal our world. I don't know. I don't know what it was about MiraMichelle, but she is on my show today, and I have great honor and a great privilege to introduce the one and only MiraMichelle. Where you at, MiraMichelle? Where you at?
I'm hiding in the green room, Saf. Thank you so much. Wow.
I see already. I feel at ease, and I feel at peace, and I feel serenity, and I think that's what I felt when I saw you at Debbie G's show. I don't know. Maybe you have this supernatural power or something, but it drew me. It got me so much that I've got you. Thankfully, and blessed to have you on my show, Inspirational People, Inspirational Stories. And it's I think, and I don't know if you heard, I mean, my dear brother passed away 10 days ago, and I had to cancel my show last Thursday. And I think if there's a guest that I would love to have immediately after this wonderful man's passing, I think it's you. And Zach, we're thinking of you, and MiraMichelle is here today. So welcome. Before we do start, I do have a couple of comments already. Angel's got a smiley face. Angel is a regular of ours. Hi, Angel. It says Facebook user. I don't know who you are, I'm afraid. If you want to put your name in the chat, I can give you a shout out. But he says, sorry for your loss, Brother Saf. Thank you. Angel, that says gentle energy. That's what she's saying. Gentle energy. That's what she's feeling. MiraMichelle, tell us a bit about yourself. I just feel so calm and so peaceful, and so I'm just feeling serenity, man, around you. I've got this, I don't know. Let's start with you, because today is about you. Today is about honoring you and the wonderful work that you do and what you do, because there's people out there who won't have an idea about what the kind of work you do. And I think this platform is to give a message of hope to people, to educate people, to come from a place of love and to help humanity as much as we can. And that's what I do. And I think that's what you do, why you do what you do. So over to you, MiraMichelle. All yours. The stage is yours.
Blessings, brother. First, I would like to just acknowledge your brother.
Thank you.
From the heart, our brothers are one of our biggest teachers, our brothers. I have an older brother. And that brotherly love, that connection, and how we raise each other, through all of our experiences, and our love, our fighting, our competition, all of the things that go on, give us the core, make us the core people that we are, give us strength. So big blessings to your brother. Yeah, he's in a good way. Yes. Well, I think you're welcome. Just really want to acknowledge that.
Really appreciate that. Thank you, MiraMichelle. His name's Zach.
Zach.
And and he'll be missed.
He will be. But he's not gone. He's not away, We change form, but our consciousness is. He's still with you all.
Tell me about that when you say change form. To some of our listeners who probably won't understand that. I mean, a lot of my listeners will understand that, but when you say change form, what do you mean, MiraMichelle? When someone passes away,
We leave this form. This is form. This is matter. Yeah, with a lot of energy, right? And we all know that, and we don't need to be healers or specialize in any sort of healing arts craft. We feel, we human beings, we're big feelers. And so we know when we enter a room, what the room feels like. We know if the room is feeling joy. We know if the room is feeling pressure. We know what the room feels like when we enter it, And that's also with other humans. We immediately know, basically. And we feel energy, of course, because we are energy. Some more than others, right? So consciousness itself has that all interwoven in. So we leave this form and our consciousness expands, just expands, I've had many experiences, as I'm sure all of you have, on some different levels and on many levels. And one in particular comes to my mind right now. And I was working with a client, a wonderful woman by the name of Yasmin. She's originally from Iran, and then she lived in Germany. She's a lawyer. And slowly she was leaving. She was dying of cancer. And it was tough. And the last few days of her life, she would call me on the phone, and she would say, "Mira, my angel, speak with me." And we would speak, to speak like humans, because there was no more time for using tools or healing work. This was the time of peace, right? Of coming into this peace. And then one day I knew it was the day that she would leave. And her sister called me and she said, "Yasmin has left." We were in contact a lot. And then the next day after that, I was actually working in Switzerland, in Geneva, Lugano. And I was standing out in the garden of my client, and all of a sudden this energy came. This energy came to me. And it was like, at first I was like, whoa, what is, and then I felt her. And it was miraculous, because I hadn't until that time felt it like that precise. And she was like, "Mira!" I'm like, "What? I'm at peace. I'm so happy." And she was celebrating. I just started bawling my head off, because I was so happy for her, but I was also sad that she left, because I liked her so much. And it was all these emotions, but mostly the emotion was gratitude that she came to just pass by. And I got this mental image of her consciousness being tiny little particles, like almost like a cloud of intelligence. And it just sort of came it informed not the way we're used to with our five senses, right?
Mm.
This is the feeling sense. And she gave her message. And I was like, thank you for visiting me. So yeah, that's how I see what we do here. I mean, it does get more intricate than that, but yeah,
You've got this.
consciousness.
You've got you've got this calming nature about you, Michelle. So it's, you know what, I see so many people, and I'm not here to disregard these people because I value everyone, and I think everyone has a place. But there's no rah rah hoo ha about you when you deliver, when you talk. It's And that shows us that you don't need all that rah rah and hoo ha and all that stuff. And I think that's another way. Even though I'm a very flamboyant extrovert, I can be, but when it comes to trying to give a message of something, or trying to educate, or trying to share my experiences, I do it when I'm relaxed, and I have an aura that I believe you have in abundance, and it's just so soothing. I mean, you should be doing. I don't know if have you got any meditation tapes that you do, because I'd listen to you all day long. I would listen to you all day long. If you haven't got any, do some. I'll even put it on my website.
Blessings.
Ah, it'd be beautiful. We've got a few messages before we continue, and it's Angel, and she loves it. Gentle energy, so true. My brother and my best friend. Energy, yes, we do. Vibration, yes, it's a beautiful experience. I've experienced that too. So joy in the heart. I think she's talking about the example or the story that you just said, and flow natural. So thanks, thank you very much, Angel, as always. Thank you. So MiraMichelle, tell me about your beginnings, and a young MiraMichelle, and a little bit about whatever you feel comfortable about disclosing, and how you, well, a bit of journey to where you are today. How did it all start, and how were you? How was the young MiraMichelle growing up, and where did you grow up, and things like that? Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Thank you. I will. I'll share a bit. I think it's interesting to know how people have come into certain energies or certain vibrations, right? How does that happen? These are great stories, and I do believe that stories are the glue, right? The glue that puts the experience, that gives one experience to the other one. But before I do that, just want to say that you're probably feeling the vibration of the Great Mother that I'm so connected with, and sit with for many, many hours here and there. So, and we have a very wonderful vibration happening on the planet right now as Venus moved into Aquarius. I think it was yesterday. So I'm sort of like, I'm enjoying floating on that Venus Aquarius vibration at the moment. I'm not an astrologer. I just watch certain constellations at certain times. Just wanted to put that out there. I am the daughter of an English mother and an African-American, Native American father. So my father was in the U.S. Air Force when he met my mom in England. I think in the mid-'60s or something they met, or the late '60s or something. And so I had this wonderful opportunity to bounce between cultures and countries growing up. And it gave me a gift. With every gift also comes a challenge. We know that we call that the snake bite medicine. Maybe we'll get into that later. It's something interesting to hear, perhaps, for many of you there. And so, when your father is in the military, you move a lot. You change schools. And so you can become something like a chameleon. And with that, and also with the different ethnicities and cultures, I had this feeling like, where do I belong? Right? Who do I belong to, really? If I'm here, I feel like I should be over there. And if I'm over there, I feel like I should be over there. But it gave me this gift. that change is necessary and change is always happening. So best not to resist it too much because it's going to happen anyway. And that was a huge teaching for me. And, you know, I didn't realize that when I was young. I started to pick that up as I grew up and saw that some or many of the people around me would fight change, or, you know, and change also as the unknown, and fight the unknown and fight the change. And I was like, okay, we've got to change, so let's do it. And they'd be like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, we have to change, so let's do it, you know. And I began to discover, like, oh, I'm not
like
so
change,
allergic to change.
people don't like change, do they?
No.
Or they don't know how to deal with change. It's like, I've got a message saying you bring so much positive energy and calmness. I've got a message, MiraMichelle, saying you bring so much positive energy and calmness. Please, guys, reveal yourself so we can give you a shout out. It just as Facebook user, because we'd love to know who you are. But thank you, and I agree with one of my viewers here. I don't know who it is. You bring so much. It's I can't explain it. But yeah, so people don't like change, but you learn growing up that let's not resist it. Let's not fight change. Yeah, let's embrace change.
Right.
Is that what you're
and
saying?
Not only learn, just embrace it. Well, like you experience or you don't experience. I think it really comes down to that. So when you experience over and over that change is not going to hurt you, change is not going to bite you, you're going to feel uncomfortable for a while, and then it's not going to feel uncomfortable anymore because it will have happened. So then you just sort of make up your mind. Is that going to keep getting on my nerves? Or am I going to find something positive to do with that? Oh, I'm still going to go outside and play. Oh, I'm still going to look at the tree swaying in the breeze. Oh, it's a beautiful day, you know? We're human. And so that really gave me a huge gift later in life as I began to realize what gift did it give me. And that's a little thing too, like acknowledging our gifts, acknowledging those experiential gifts that have come to us for whatever reason, and owning them, saying yes to them, and actually saying to self, wow, that's something that helps my life, or that's something that colors my life in a nice hue that I like. Or perhaps that's something I think, yeah, love it, you know. And, you know, like give it to yourself, give yourself that blessing. So what happened then? At a very young age, I began to no, I didn't. That's not right. At a very young age, I had a couple of, let's say, slightly paranormal experiences, right? Like things happened and I went, oh, like, oh. And, you know, when things happen like that when you're a child.
Do you want to tell us about it?
Sure.
You're going to have to, yeah. So,
no, I think I actually might have.
You got me intrigued, that's all. I'm wondering.
Oh, yeah, it is intriguing. I think I might have shared that. Oh, no, that was a later one. I did have an experience when I was 9, and I had then another one when I was 12 or 13. And I think this one at 9 was really fascinating because this showed me that we're not alone, and we're so supported. We're so supported. And I happened that day to have been alone. I was 9 years old, and my parents never did that. They were very conscientious, very responsible people. And there was a little emergency, and they had to take my brother somewhere. And the babysitter was supposed to come for me, but they didn't. They couldn't. So my mom said, just stay in your room. We'll be back in an hour and a half. So I said, okay. But after being 20 minutes is a long time for a kid. So, and I'm curious, I'm a kid, I'm curious. So I just went down the hallway, and we had one of these big television sets. They Sony, you know, some of these massive sets we used to have when we were young, and they had tubes inside. I can't believe the technology, how fast it has morphed into other things. So I decided I was going to turn the telly on. And that was like, we watched telly very conservatively in our family. So you watched as a family. You just didn't turn it on. You'd have to ask to turn the television on, things like this. So I decided I was going to be, you know, a cheeky monkey and turn the telly on. And so I went up to it, and I was a rather, you know, petite girl and thin. And I stood in front of it. It was sort of, didn't tower over me, but it was on a stand, and it was so perhaps like that much higher than me. And it had one of those knobs that you had to like pull, you know,
Oh,
this old
right,
ones,
yeah,
and it went
yeah.
ooh, like this. And when I pulled it, I don't know what happened. Inexplicably, the whole set fell forward onto me, right? The whole thing just budged forward. I have no idea why. Maybe because I was nervous and I knew I wasn't allowed to do that I pulled too hard or something. But, and it went black before me. And all I remember then was somehow replacing, if I did even. I went like this. It fell, but it didn't fall on me. And I just stood in front of it, like completely shocked, and ran down the hallway back to my room and shut the door and sat on my bed. And I remember even that I thought about, how did that happen? How did it not crush me? Because actually it should have crushed me. And I had a little lip where it hit. So I had a little bump on my lip, and that was all. And I was more like, I was sort of a little bit afraid that I would be in trouble then, you know, because you think you're 9, you think, oh my God, I'm going to be in trouble. Mummy's going to find out. But she never did. However, what was interesting was like 10 years later, I was in a meditation. That's when I really started to meditate at age 19. And I went back to that experience. I remember that experience, and I went back to journey to visit it with my meditation teacher. I asked her to assist me, that memory was coming up for me. And when I went back there, you know what I saw?
The TV.
Someone was protecting this child. Someone was standing between the television and the child. And it was very, very bright and light. And when I saw it at 19, I just sobbed. I just cried. I just cried and was grateful. It was like a revelation. And there's been many stories in the last 20, 25 years, children being protected by angelic forms. And that's really how I've seen it. And that's how I know, and I also feel that we are not alone.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And you've had quite a few as well, as you made out. But okay, so that's you growing up. When did you get into the work you do today, or was that a lot later on in life? Or how did you get to where you are today? Because
Yeah, step by step, step by step. You know, at that time, that in that meditation group I was in, I was very blessed to meet this woman. Someone introduced me to her, and she had small meditation groups in her house. I call her my earth angel. And she asked me at that time to do an energy medicine or energy healing internship with her, so to say. And I said yes. Well, really, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, actually, because I just love to meditate. I love the feeling of being in a group of humans. And at that time, I was in university and I was having difficulty with my math exams because I'm not a really mathematic person. I can do the basics, but give me literature, give me poetry, give me any of the arts, and I'm in heaven. But math, no. So I read an article, if you meditate, it can improve your math scores. And I had to pass certain math exams, right? And it was true, it did work. And so that's why I kept going on with her to pass my math exams. However, what I began to find out is that we all have this intrinsic ability to read energy, to feel chakras. And that's what she was training me on. In the end, I stayed with her for like 3 or 4 years. And she asked me to join her center. She had a center just outside of the San Francisco Bay Area. And then I said, no, I was 22 at that time. And I said, I just feel I'm too young to hear about all what's going on in other people's psyches. I need to go on my own healing journey. I know that I can do it because I would just check people's fields or their chakras. And I go, oh, your boss, his name is Mark, and you're having this issue at work, and da-da-da-da-da-da. People sit there like, and I also inside be like, how the heck? Let me read some science books. Let me read about the catch up. What is going on?
Yeah.
So that's how it started. And then I went on my journey in life, and I went on my own inner child healing journey, which I feel like really support all of you to get into your inner child healing work, get yourself free and liberated from some mental emotional patterns that have been passed down from your ancestors.
Can you tell us about that? Because I've done the adult child speaking to the younger child, which is fascinating. Can you tell us about your inner child philosophy?
Oh, okay. Well, the last 20 years, I've been working as an energy psychologist, and really quite intensely for the last 15 years. I've committed to it. It was before that, I was doing other things. But, when the spirit in you wakes up, then you will be guided by your ancestors, and they will ask you to step into your role as a healer or as a shaman or as a medicine person, right? And that's basically what happened with me. So as your power grows, your responsibility grows with it. It is absolutely necessary that we review our mental emotional patterns. And that's number one, right? And that happens when we go on the search of freeing our inner child from whatever was not supportive for our sensitivity, right? So, sometimes you can have two children that grow up in the same household, but they have very different effect, right? Because they have, how I see it, is that they have a different blueprint, a different purpose on coming to this planet. So one child could be like, oh yeah, mom and dad, that was cool. They were all right. They were a bit bossy sometimes, a little bit too strict, but it was okay. And the other child could be like, they terrorized my life, and that was so uncomfortable, and I'm so hurt by that. And, So first we need to find out what parts of our sensitivity stopped growing at what age, right? Because right now on the planet we're having is the biggest pain body we're working with is a suppression of our sensitivity and our feeling. We have been living in the mind for, a millennium and a half intensely, right? And that is not bad. I'm not saying that's bad. The mind is a wonderful place to explore and to create. Look at what we have, the most wonderful and wonders we have created on our planet with the mind, from architecture to compositions to on and on and on, right? Of course. But if we suppress our feeling too much and our sensitivity too much, then we are going to get into some behavior that not only doesn't honor us, but doesn't honor the people around us. Right? And it becomes difficult to be happy then, just to have peace of mind. So, for instance, if a child feels, or if a child feels not seen enough, and what do I mean by, what do I mean by not seen? I mean not present. That the elders or the guardians or the parents around you were not quite present enough with you. Now we know that presence has a certain vibration, doesn't it?
I can.
We love that vibration.
A lot of things are happening to me. It's bringing a lot up for me. You talking about this? I just wanted to say that, but yeah, please.
That's good.
Thank
you for sharing that. Yeah. And it will do. It will do. And so we long for that presence. And through the years I've been working, I really start to see that, that vibration, number one, is a need, like, water and bread, so to say, metaphorically, and also literally. And also it's a part of our continuum, our biological, psychological continuum of our species. So when we simply are aware and present with another human being, we are getting fed, because what are we getting? We are having acknowledgement in the space, resonance. So like when I was, I have two sons. And when I began to really read and look into wanting to be an effective parent, I thought to myself, how can I become better at what I'm doing here? How can I even enjoy motherhood even more? And I read this book by a man named Dr. Sears, actually. And he said something like, the best discipline you can give your children is to play with them. Because when you play with them, you give presence, of course. When you put all your stuff away and you go into their sphere. Like I see a lot of parents think they're playing with their kids, and obviously they are, but the kids always have to come into their rules and their sphere. But you drop yours and you go into theirs, right? Because children naturally want to please their parents. They naturally want to please their parents innately, right? So when you play with them, you say, wow, you're important. Wow, I see you, right? And you have fun too, because then you can bring your inner child and your inner child who also maybe didn't get played with enough. You're going to all play together. And later on, when you ask your child to, oh, can you please do this or do that? Right away. It's working so well, right? And so that comes back to then how we start to pick this up. I'll give a couple of tips, for instance. You look back to experiences in your life that you felt weren't fair or weren't just. Justice is very important for us humans, biologically also. And you start with this one experience, one. Because from that one, if it was stuck there, if it wasn't resolved, you'll have a chain of them through the life, right? And you start with that one experience and you go into that experience vibrationally also. So you need to feel, you can't look at the experience from here, like, hello, you over there. You need to go in there. There's no healing without feeling. We have to feel. We have to feel. That's why
healing without feeling.
Yeah, that's it. We have to feel as deeply as we felt in that moment when we received that first imprint. As intensely and as deeply. Because in that vibration, see, vibration has intelligence. So in that vibration, something shifts and you literally change your perception. I'm no longer the child. I am the adult that now is holding space for the child. And I have the power and presence to change my mind and my feeling. In this moment, healing only happens in the moment, right? And that opens a doorway, right? That doorway will be open vibrationally. And then you follow it. That day, maybe you say, thank you. And I honor and I welcome experiences that allow me to shift my perception about that. And they will come because life affords us all these wonderful experiences. We always manifest the exact people we need in the moment to grow. Right? And our spirits are that intelligence. They are that resourceful, much more than our conditioned mind, believe me. So trust that those experiences are coming, that you can keep opening that doorway and healing it. And every time, here's a trick. Here's the end. Here's the end of that, that short example I gave. Is that when you've had that experience and you've framed it in a certain way, what do children usually do? What do our inner childs, what do we do, we humans, when we say, that experience happened to me, and 9 out of 10 times, or 9.5 out of 10 times, the child will say, and I'm not enough. Something is wrong with me.
I'm not loved. I don't feel loved.
I'm not loved, yeah. I mean, a child cannot do something else, really, because where they have the intelligence, they don't have the experience and the authority to give that to themselves. That's the parent's job. So obviously they're going to go to that default. That's our default as humans. I'm not enough, right? So in the moment when that comes up, in the present moment, still the inner child sitting back there, we say, we make the new picture. Every single time. Does it not just once, every single time during your day, when you're washing the dishes, when you're taking a walk, when you're shoveling snow, and it comes up every single time. Give the new picture, which could be, you were young, my darling, and now I'm here to say, and then say what you need to say exactly about that specific situation or experience. And it shifts it. And it makes us free and more happy and more at ease and not so stressed out and not reacting so quickly to stimuli coming in, you know. So we all have a lot of, there's a lot of pressure on us humans now to grow.
I've got a few messages. Wow, so needed this. For me too, Saf. She is so good. These are my viewers. She goes on to say, I'm doing I'm doing that with my 16-year-old girl. I'm doing the stuff she likes. The second you do that, it changes right away. She was hurting, so by giving her my time and be open to listen and open heart, magic again. She has wake me up. Thank you.
Blessings.
Yeah.
So true.
The time has just gone and I've got so much to ask you. This is like amazing. 40 minutes have just gone.
Let's go on.
I've just been in the zone. I mean,
We are in a zone.
I'm probably going to have you back again. Tell me about tell me about this sacredfemalerising.com.
Oh, yes. That came to me about, I think about 12 years ago. I've always been interested. I've always felt called to study anthropology, to history. And then I had a women's studies class at university outside of San Francisco. And I was 22, I think. my mind was blown. I mean, I didn't know anything about women's history, really. I knew the basics. And I was like, wait a minute, why doesn't everybody know about this? I mean, like, full on, we do not know about this history or this her story. We don't know, you see. And that fascinated me, that it's so like still undercover. So one day I turned a corner and I'm like, it's female empowerment, because the vibrational value that women give to life, how they perceive life, is somewhat other, of course, than the vibrational masculine value, right? Which is built differently. And that's okay. It is as it is. I honor that. And I don't think that needs to change. Men don't have to become women, and women don't have to become men, okay? So that's beautiful. However, we're not living that balance on our planet. We used to, right? But we're not. And that's doing damage. That's doing damage to us. Absolutely. So one thing I have learned is that originally the divine feminine honored the life-giving force. That's the force of nature. That's the force of birth. That's the force of when the first blade of grass comes up in the springtime. And it's amazing how much power that blade of grass needs to come up through the earth, if you register that, if you count it. And for women to begin to revel in their femaleness, just because it is, and not to be to feel forced to be a man or to be in their male energy, to work in certain places. They can be there in their female also as in balance. Now, for sure, there's times where my warrior, my female warrior or my male vibration comes forward to do certain tasks because I need it then. So I call it. Right? And I enjoy it also. I think we all have the feminine and masculine within us. And I feel this also gives men more permission to feel the feminine within them. You know, one chief I worked with is a very good friend and mentor of mine for many years, Chief Whirlwind Eagle Wolf. He's a Yaqui Lipanapachi, great teacher of mine. And he used to say in our groups, every man has a little woman in his heart, and every woman has a little man in her heart. And I love that. And it goes much deeper than that. I feel women need to be in circles to heal with other women. Women need, again, to feel the female solidarity and to feel safe with other women and to heal that wound. And then begin to feel the wound of the patriarch in its guise as oppressor, not in its guise as lover, or not in its guise as inspirator. You know, is that a word? Can I say that? Am I allowed to say inspirator? It is now.
It is now.
You know, I mean, we have yeah. So this is not about suppressing men. This is actually about allowing men to be more male and not to be pushed in the box of this is how you get to be a man. That's happening a lot. And women also do that to men. They push men into their masculine box. You know, and that is also not healthy for men, because men are also under a lot of pressure.
We've come to an end, and I've got so much to talk to you. Would you come back? Would you come back on the show? I mean, people are asking. I've got Angel saying, please let her come back to your show, because I think we've got so much to talk about, and there's so much. I need to ask you. I want to ask you, and I'm sure the viewers want to ask you as well.
I would love
Um,
that.
I want to invite you back to the show. But firstly, just for now, where can people find you? Um, if they want to work with you, how can you help people? Do you want to say that in a brief sentence, please?
Okay. Right now, my offers are basically sessions. So you can go on to MiraMichelle.com. And there are sometimes groups, and there's many online possibilities, like on the Facebook pages or on the YouTube. We just started uploading all this material from last year that you can watch lots of groups or presentations that I have had in the last few months. And there will be 2 new online courses coming out within the next month. And right now I'm really in a lot of things are changing. So I'm just going slow and applying. I've worked a lot last year, so I'm applying all of these wonderful
I would love to get
opportunities.
involved. I would love to get involved in somehow.
And this
Angel
will
said,
be coming out soon.
let's
This
have
will
a
be
look.
on the way soon. Yeah.
It's you did this? Wow.
Yes, it's my book, and
Oh,
this
beautiful.
is soon will be ready. Still in its editing phase, but it's coming soon. So
Wow.
it's a book of ceremonies, and I
It-
think it's really from the mother. But it takes time. I think we got like a month or 2, and then it will be. Yes, it's nice to go slow. So this is my tip for all of you beloved ones out there. Go slow. Slow the mind a bit. Slow the mind. Feel. You're so loved. We're all so loved. These are not just words. We are. Thank you so much for having me, Saf.
Thank you,
My
Michelle.
beautiful
Angel
brother.
says she would love to meditate with you, and so would I. I
Oh yes,
you've been
I'd love to meditate.
yeah, you've been phenomenal, Michelle. I know you've got another engagement to go to with that Debbie G, but please stay in touch. Please come back on the show. You are an angel, as Angel says you are an angel. We're going to stay in touch. I
That's
mean, let
cool.
me know when you're available. I'd love
I
you on the
will.
show again before the month is finished, because you're so needed from people who need and who need to hear you and understand you, and you've got so much to give, and it's just beautiful. It's refreshing. It's spiritual. And we've got so much to talk about because very quickly I've just started a charity called Healing for the Nations, and I know you do a lot of work as
Mm.
well. The big part of this charity is is a fight against injustice, but injustice in terms of sex trafficking. We've already in the process of building an orphanage, water wells we've built to provide as pure water as possible in Pakistan. Yeah, so it's
Wow, thank you so much, brother. Wow, so important
yes,
work. Thank you so much.
yeah, so it's I'd love to introduce you to my partner and she's based in the US, in Columbus, Ohio. Tanya, respect. How you doing? Hope you're watching. Um, but
Hey,
yeah, definitely.
sister.
Yeah, what's up, sister? What's up? But thank you very much. I don't want to let you go. I don't want to let you go. I want to keep you
I
here.
know, right? I'm gonna come back. I promise. Yeah,
Um,
we're gonna continue. To be continued.
that's it. Definitely, definitely.
Mm,
If you're able to, and that'd be great to have you. But thank you very much for the time being. Um, and
welcome.
I'll see you soon. I'll put you in the green room respectfully. See you in a bit.
All right
So
then,
yeah.
my darling. See you in bed. Ciao.
Bye. Wow, man, that was special, right? That was very, very special. I feel enlightened. I feel relaxed. I feel I mean, the energy is, I feel at peace. I feel serene. And I hope you do too. And we will definitely get MiraMichelle back, because I really would love to see her and have her back on our show. Thanks for watching, guys. As usual, this weekend. Oh no, I'm on Monday night prime time on Sky TV, Sky Channel 191, Feel Good Factor TV. I don't even know what time I'm on. Double check. I'll put it on my Facebook. If not, we're on Saturday and Sunday morning. Feel Good Factor TV, Men's Talk. Check me out. Back on Tuesday again with TJ Woodward, Universal Recovery. And next Thursday, I have the fastest female pianist of all time. This woman can rock. Her name is La Diva, and she is a diva. And she'll be joining us with her piano and showing how quick she moves those fingers. She is a talent. She's amazing, and she's played with the best. So, guys, thank you very much. This has been Saf Surgery, inspirational people, inspirational stories. Do not fear. Saf, I just feel so blessed. Normally I'm going, do not fear. Saf is here, but I don't want to do that. I just feel so calm. And as MiraMichelle said, take it slowly. And that's what I'm doing. Peace. One love. See you next week. Or no, see you on Tuesday, Saturday, whatever. Bye.